Yo, it's your boy One Deep 215 back with another video. Today we got another topic from a subscriber. Keep them coming, y'all. I love these. I try to get to them as quickly as possible, but within reason. But believe it or not, it's some happy men out here. It's some men in some good relationships, and I'm just as flabbergasted as everybody else. Like, no. I mean, I get it. It is some good relationships, whether it's new relationships or old ones. It happens. It's a rarity, sad to say nowadays, but it is what it is. There's some happy men out here. This gentleman's somewhat happy, and like I said, I appreciate the topic here. Pretty much said how to keep things interesting in a relationship with a woman that you love, a woman that you 100% devoted to, a woman that, y'all share a lot in common, and y'all formed a union, whether it's marriage or just a strong bond as far as relationship wise, but things can become lackluster. And I agree. I totally agree. When you with somebody for a long time, men and women alike, things can become somewhat mundane. I'm paraphrasing, but he went on to say they starting to argue a little more. Sex has reduced. Those kind gestures have subsided that they used to have. They've been in a relationship for 7 years, which is a long time. It ain't the end all be all, but 7 years is pretty lengthy. If I'm being honest. And he wanted to know, like, what's some tips, on keeping things interesting. And in my eyes, this is just me. There's a lot of ways to keep things interesting with a mate that you love, that you enjoy. There's no infidelity going on, because a lot of times things become lackluster when there's other people in the relationship. Let's just keep it real. Meaning she's cheating or you're cheating or whatever. That happens sometimes too. Sometimes it ain't longevity that makes relationship fizzle out. It could be other people, other parties. It could be friends. We all know these females got they friends and they besties all in their ear and things of that nature, giving them reasons to look at you differently or second guess this or second guess that, or if he ain't doing this, it ain't that. There's a lot of reasons, but just going off the commenter, the subscriber's story, his is more of the sort of that, the longevity, the lengthiness of their relationship. And this is more of a natural reason that things do become a little lethargic in the bedroom or just in the home or in the relationship period. And speaking of home, that's one of my tips, because if you live with this woman, this might not help you, but if you don't, it definitely will help you. Sometimes, you got to take a step back to move forward with everything in life, including women. When you're dealing with a woman for a long time, 3 years plus, in my eyes, is considered long, a lengthy relationship, I should say. When you seeing that person all the time, I'm telling you, I don't care how compatible y'all is, how much of soulmates y'all is, how loving y'all is to each other, it becomes a task. It's just a human element of it. Not saying that's what you're going through, but I'm just saying, speaking on the wide scope of it, it happens. It happens with men and it happens with women too. And sometimes distance makes the heart grow fonder, so to speak. Meaning, if you live with this woman, it's going to be hard. Besides work and maybe your little duties and your hobbies, you in that house with her probably most of the day, if we being real. So if you don't live with her, sometimes you got to step back. And you got to reassure this woman that it ain't about infidelity. It ain't because you trying to be shady. It ain't because you don't enjoy her. But it is what it is. Be real with her. I see the relationship going south. Maybe we need to spend a little. Now, people look at that as a red flag in a relationship, and there's some truth to it. When somebody wants distance, usually it's because they ain't liking you as much no more, or it's somebody else. That could be true in some landscapes. That's why you gotta let her know it ain't about that. I want to step back so that we can become closer, because it does work. I've seen it work, and it's just truth to it. Does it work all the time? Obviously, it don't. But if I'm being honest, this make the heart grow fonder in a lot of aspects. So that's definitely something you could do. All right, here's one, and I ain't gonna lie, I've done this personally. Sometimes you gotta set up little things, because at the end of the day, let's keep it a buck. Women get bored quick. Women get bored quick. They just do. Not saying you're boring or whatever. Nowadays, hey, it's cool to be boring in some aspects, because ain't nothing out here, and ripping and running, especially if you're a certain age, it ain't a good look. It ain't the move. It's corny. It's weak. It's lame. It's all those things. So I'm not going to necessarily call somebody boring. I'm saying women get bored quick, and men get disinterested quick. We both got our own, because men get disinterested with women after a while. It's just a fact. Usually it's something about them that pulls them in and keep us, somewhat locked in. So women have different maneuvers and ways of doing that. But naturally men get disinterested quick, and naturally women get bored quick. So sometimes you gotta spice it up with like a little dinner date type of thing, or bar date where you taking it back to when y'all first met. Because everybody know those first 6 months of a relationship is the golden years, because y'all getting to know each other, y'all seeing each other's nuances or what have you, and learning each other's aura. Things is so euphoric early in that stage, especially for women. So you gotta set up something, and hey, have her wear like a different type of outfit, or change her makeup, or even a wig or something to make things more interesting. Like change her look up. Not saying she don't look good enough for you, bro. If you know, you know. You can change your look up. She can change her look up. And it's damn near like y'all meeting again, even though deep down inside y'all know each other for years at this point, 7 to be exact. So that's a long time. But it brings some excitement. It brings something to the table, something to the imagination, instead of the same old, same old. Because if I'm being real, women do get bored quick. All of them, the good ones, the not so good ones. Women, once they see something is doing something over and over again, repetitive. And men, we got something about us that make women gravitate towards us to distract them from that boredness. Just like women got something to make us distract us from that disinterestedness, if that makes sense. Both sexes, both genders have a way to play on things to get the person out of that loop or what have you. But sometimes you gotta set up a little, like I said, a little date. Maybe y'all meet at a bar and y'all can play a role, like role play damn near, where she don't know you, you don't know her, and you might see her from across the bar, ask the bartender to send her over a drink. Next thing you know, she obliged. Next thing you know, you come over, you whisper some sweet nothing. Y'all know. You know what I mean? But believe it or not, I know it's a little quirky and it's a little out there, and it ain't ideal. But believe it or not, little stuff, and she would appreciate it because you're thinking outside the box. For you to even think of something like that so spontaneously, she would even, respect it, even if it is somewhat, a little out there. But obviously lingerie, you can tell her get her lingerie game up, get the romance going. There's ways without being a sucker and a simp, and not saying you simping, because if this is a good woman, she deserves whatever you're going to give her. But you know what I mean, without the corny stuff, Some men have put out there all this old weak stuff. That stuff don't work. It's corny, it's lame, and over time, in the long run, it don't work. It just don't. So it is what it is. You gotta just make things right. If this is a good woman like you saying she is, man, ain't nothing you can't call on the carpet and do that's going to have your manhood on a level where you like, oh, I don't know about this. If you really rock out with her, man, do what you gotta do. Because nowadays, if you know what I know, if you got a good one, you gotta keep her. You gotta keep her in your grasp. Because it ain't a whole lot out here. It just ain't, you know. So when you got one, keep her around. But that was a quick jaunt. Y'all, my voice still a little messed up, so I'm gonna end this one. Hit me in the comments. Let my man know what's some things to keep things sparked up for that woman that you deem a solid woman. You want things to, you know, you want to keep things going, but, you know, the powers that be, and it's normal, it's very normal, things can get lackluster and very mundane, like, and you want to keep the things going because you don't want, next thing you know, you out here looking, you damn sure don't want her out here looking. So you gotta do what you gotta do on man time as a man. If you like this video, hit it with a like, comment down below, share it with your friends. Until the next time, I see y'all on the next one.